Welcome to the world united. Welcome to the world united.
For the session 7 is Trina Lee Cooper. She is a spiritual teacher, a proponent of conscious living. She's a lifelong entrepreneur, business leader, community activist, author, co-host, and spiritual teacher, as well as a mother and grandmother. With over 44 years of business experience, she partners in several businesses, including a conscious living center, and she was also the recipient of a Blue Chip Enterprise Award for small businesses. Trina is associated with Learning Center for Human Development and also serves on nonprofit boards with a focus on community needs. She was also the leader in the referendum creating Broomfield County and co-chair of the 2014 GMO Labeling Initiative. Trina blends business, community, family, and a spiritual life and enthusiastically shares her knowledge and experience through creative trainings, hosted gatherings, and exciting events. She's a proponent of conscious living as an individual, parent, and contributor in business and community. Welcome, Trina. It's so we are so glad to have you here, and also looking forward to hear a few snippets from you about conscious living. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be with you, and just really wanted to express and share that I was at the first World Parliament on Spirituality in 2012 with Grandmother Parish's group, and it was such a wonderful, wonderful experience. Really, really appreciated being able to be there. I missed 2016. I'm sad about that, and I'm so happy to be here now with all of you. When Dr. Yugandhar spoke and opened yesterday, he talked about the World Parliament of Religion back in the 1800s, and about 100 years later, they came back together, and unbelievable. I met someone about a week ago who actually was involved in the second World Parliament on Religion. She was one of the staff members, and she gave me the document that was put together and the preamble, which is absolutely beautiful. And I just wanted to say to Dr. Yugandhar, I feel like you are spot on with the fact that we need to take it from religion to spirituality, and that this is the time to do it. And I find it wonderful, and I really I would love to share that document with more people, because it really did pull together a lot of what the religions believed, which was truth among all of us. So I appreciate you bringing that forward, and I love it when there's little synchronicities like that, and they come forward that way. So I did submit a video, but I would love to just speak if that's a fine thing too, whichever you would prefer.
Yes, you can talk, Trina. It's choice is yours. We would love to hear you live as well.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I wanted to speak a little bit about this being the time for conscious, heart-based businesses to come forward. As you said, I've been in business for a long time, and we started ours about, 44 years ago. I think I was 19 years old. And it was really started on a desire to support my family. And I've learned over time that what makes a business grow is when it's heart-based and when it comes forward to people, when it's here in service, when it's here in love and helping people to become the better, people that they are. So especially at this time right now, and I'm involved with a lot of young people that are coming forward, wanting to express themselves, wanting to build businesses. They really are coming from the heart, and they need that training, and they need that information on how to build a business. One of the things, there's a quote by Sir Richard Branson that I love. He says, if you're not making a difference in other people's lives, you shouldn't be in business. It's that simple. And it's all about making a difference and bringing your gifts forward. and bringing them and sharing them with people in whatever way that you can, however your heart and soul are calling you to be. So there was another woman, Anna Lopp, and she was a best-selling author, but she was involved with the food movement, the GMO movement. And she said, every time you spend your money, you're casting a vote for the kind of world you want. So when we speak about, we want sustainability, we want healthy food, we want healthy water, we need to look at those businesses that are bringing that forward and actually put our money in those places and help them grow and help them support the world. I worked a bit with Michael Gerber, who's an author, a book called The E-Myth. And he talks about 3 types of people in business. One of them is the operator, the one who does the work. And most businesses are started by the operators because they know how to do something. The second part in a business is the administrator, and the administrator is the one who tracks and manages. But the third person in business is the dreamer. It's the person who dreams and inspires, who gets that information from spirit or from their soul that says, I need to do this. And the one piece that he tells everyone is that you can hire operators, you can hire administrators, you can't hire the dreamer. You have to know that if you start a business, and this is something coming from your heart, you are the one who is dreaming. You are the one who brings all that in. And then it's up to you to communicate what that is as well. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the energetics of business. And when we talk about people, we talk about them having a physical body. We talk about them being emotional, having a mind, and also spirit, that there's a spirit inside of them. Well, business is very much the same. In business, you have that body, you have the physical aspects of it, the tangibles, the people, the things that you use, all those things which are assets of the business. You also have an emotional piece, the communication, the culture that you built, and it's extremely important when you start bringing people into your business. If you're the dreamer, you need to be able to communicate that to them so that they understand it and they can start pulling the heart together as well. That third part, the mind part of business, is the business planning, the structures that need to be put in place. And then finally, the spirit piece of business comes in. It's your mission, it's your vision, it's the passion, it's the service you bring forward. And it's important to think of your business like that, just like in a person. If something isn't working, say you have an injury or you're ill, it knocks everything else off. Well, if something isn't working in a business, say it's either the communication, maybe you have a truck that breaks down, it's going to create some havoc in the business. So as a business leader, you want to really look at those energetics in business and make sure that you bring them back into balance and bring them back into harmony as fast as you possibly can. Also, when we talk about energetics, we talk about things like impact and creativity and love and inspiration and energized. Those are all things you want to bring in your business, because as we know, everything is energy. And Albert Einstein even said that this is not a philosophy, that everything is energy. Match the frequency of the reality to what you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. So you need to tune your energy and your focus into it. And he says, this isn't a philosophy, this is physics. It is physics. That's how we create. When I talk to people about business and the energetics, and especially the idea of the concept that mind or a thought will come in, well, when you look around your room and you start looking about and you see things, and you see a window or you see a door, or you see the flooring or a lamp or whatever, it comes in as an idea first. It's an inspiration. It's there in the mind. And then we need to work through the processes to bring it in to make it a physical reality. And that's exactly how everything is created in this 3D world, is it comes through, and then we work through all the different processes of understanding what we want, seeing how we're going to create it, coming up with the mission or the vision of it, figuring out all the tasks or all the pieces that we need, double checking it. What kind of philosophies or policies do we want? What are our objectives through the whole thing? So it's working with all those energies to create a business. The other piece about energy is it positive or negative? And that's all perception, the way that we look at it, because in some cases in business, we may think that this is a good thing where others see it as bad. Or we may see it as a really bad thing, but if we really look at it, they're both sides of the same coin. And so somewhere in there is the truth. And when we look at it, sometimes it's just a reflection of maybe this is what we need. This is what we need to bring forward, or this is what we need to change. So that takes me into another idea about the nature of life being change. It's not static. It doesn't stay still. Everything is in motion, is in movement. It's always moving. It's always changing. And we can either resist it or we can flow with it. So nothing is static. And the really cool thing is, if you're doing business now and you start thinking, you know, I really want to be more heart-based. I really want to bring more into the world. I really want to make a difference and an impact. You can change it right in this moment. Or if you're feeling a calling to start something new, you can start it at this moment. Don't waste your time, just do it now. So there is a magazine called Conscious Company Magazine. It's online now, it used to be in print. And the way that they described a conscious company, they said the millennial mindset will fundamentally shift capitalism. People are saying enough. We want something more in life, in business, in companies, in work, and in the world. We want meaning and purpose and joy. And of course, money matters, but money isn't everything. We know inside that there's more. And that's what a conscious company is about. It considers all the stakeholders. It considers all the impacts that it makes. It moves with a higher purpose and beyond profit. It's mission and purpose driven. It considers and measures the value of people, communities, and environment, and the operational impacts that it has. It actively creates a positive impact on the world in as many ways as it possibly can. And it helps rather than hurts the environment. It leaves people fulfilled and creates a world where justice and freedom and equality thrive. Not in spite of the company, but because of the company. And what is really wonderful is that there's so many people bringing this into the world right now. And they're the ones we really need to support. So how do you get started with this? First, you have to go inside yourself. And we heard beautiful things about that. We heard from so many speakers already that talked about going inside. Well, when you figure out who you are and what you want to bring forward, it makes it so much clearer. So going through that means to have awareness about you and about what you want to bring forward. So I have a couple concepts if I have a little bit more time. Is that okay, Kavita?
Yes, Shrina, please.
Okay. So the first concept is move from the heart, not from the head. So lead with love and respect and appreciation for everything. And work in collaboration and cooperation with people, because it doesn't necessarily mean a business that is earning and generating you money. It may be a volunteer effort. It may be creating a movement. It may be going out into the world and creating service projects, all those things. So lead from the heart and what your soul is bringing out. Change your perspective on the purpose of business. Business as a force of good and changing the world through business. It's more than corporate social responsibility. It's a total commitment to a specific purpose beyond profit. Another concept is change your perspective on the purpose of money and abundance. Money is a form of energy exchange. And Grandmother Parisha has always shared with us that an abundance is an inherent right that we have. Health, wealth, and happiness is what she is always telling us. So money is a good tool, and it's an accepted means of trade to change the world. And you also have to understand that the more that you have, the more you can impact and make a difference. So it's not a bad thing to have a lot. You can do so many things if you have it. So be generous and give. And this has to do with the energy of it again. When you give, it begins the cycle, but you also have to be open to receive it. Because if you don't open to receive it, you break that cycle of energy. So give and receive gratefully. And be so appreciative of it, because money is love. And I literally write that on my checks when I write a check. Money is love, right above my signature, reminding myself that that's what I'm doing. I'm giving love and appreciation to the people for a service or a product they've given me. Remember, again, that this is a change of state. Just like when you add more energy to water, it becomes steam. When you add energy to what you're doing, it creates power, it creates energy. So you want to change from being a victim to a creator. You want to move from a reactive mode to an action mode. And you need to observe yourself all the time to see where you are. And you also have to incorporate mindfulness into your life and into the business as well. So take your time to stop and breathe and think and allow the incredible ideas to drop in. Allow the next steps, or as I call them, breadcrumbs, to drop in that lead you where you need to go in your next step. With mindfulness, you create creativity and resilience to everything that you're doing. So there were a couple little statements that I loved. One was flow with the go of business. What you focus on expands. The experiences you create between your brand and your customer, that relationship that you have, generates your business. You and your business are a part of a bigger picture. Believe that and know it. Your business grows at the end of your comfort zone. Know that when you hit the end of your comfort zone, that resistance that's there, that it's really telling you like a slingshot, I'm pulling it back and giving you more energy so you can boost forward and you can do more. And when you're mindful, we see more than appears to be. So that's our doorway to opening up to our next steps or our next product or our next service or how we communicate. When we sit in mindfulness, it flows in and we know what it is we need to do. So make sure that you take time to vision and dream, to journal, to put down your ideas, to bring them forward. So meditation and praying is important. Being grateful and forgiving is important. Getting to know yourself is important and what you can bring to the world. Observe what's going on and change your perspective. Really take a hold of that power. And Steve Jobs he had a quote that I absolutely loved. He said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary." And I think those are wonderful words to live by. So finally, find out why you want to do things. Find out what it is that you want to do and live it and have an impact, because you're unique. No one else is like you. You're a piece of the puzzle and you matter and you make a difference. So I really appreciate you allowing me to come on and share a little bit. I've used this a lot in different things in my life, and I know that there are so many people out there. I have people around me that say I'm an anarchist, and I ask them simple questions. What is your point? What are you trying to express to people? And what is your solution? Because move through the solution, don't be against, be for, and move through the solution. What can we bring forward to make this world a better place? And moving it through conscious business is one way of making it happen. So I am so grateful again for you allowing me to be here today, and for the work that you're doing, Dr. Yugandhar. It's just absolutely amazing. Look forward to sitting in that